So you're a new manager. Congratulations! You're probably finding out that one of your biggest jobs isn't just managing your team, it's managing your boss. Today, we're going to demystify this tricky art of managing up and turn it into a real, practical tool you can use to champion your team and honestly build your own career.
Right? This is the question. It's the one thing that can keep you up at night. You've got the title, you've got the team, but making your voice heard and influencing decisions up the ladder, that's a whole different ballgame. If you've ever felt like your team's amazing work is flying under the radar, well, you're in exactly the right place. Okay, first things first, let's get something straight about what managing up really is. This isn't about office politics. It's not about being the boss's favorite. Think of it as a crucial leadership skill. It's all about strategic communication that has a direct line to your team's success. Here's the best way to think about it. You are the official translator for your team. It's your job to take all the incredible work they're doing, the code, the designs, the problems they're solving, and translate it into the one language your leaders really speak, the language of company goals. That skill, right there, is how you get them the resources and the support they need to really knock it out of the park. And look, the stakes are super high. This slide just lays it out perfectly. The difference is night and day. Without this skill, your team is constantly fighting for resources, they're confused about what to work on, and their best efforts just go unnoticed. But when you get it right, your team gets what it needs, everyone's rowing in the same direction, and you become the person who's trusted with the really important stuff. So let's talk about some of the common traps new managers fall into. And as we go through these, just be honest with yourself. See if any of these sound a little familiar, because just spotting them is the first huge step to getting this right. And here's the thing. If you're finding this hard, you are definitely not alone. Research shows this is one of the biggest hurdles for anyone stepping into management for the first time. It makes sense, right? You go from just doing the work to having to advocate for your team, and that requires a totally different communication muscle. Whoa, just let that sink in. 65%. That means nearly 2 out of every 3 managers have been in that awful position of rolling out a new rule they knew deep down was gonna hurt their team. This situation right here is exactly when managing up, knowing how to diplomatically push back or offer a different path, is absolutely essential.
These are the red flags, the warning bells. If you're constantly getting surprised by policy changes or you feel like you're talking to a wall in meetings, these aren't just small annoyances. They are clear signs of a communication gap between you and leadership, and it's a gap you need to close fast. Okay, enough with the problems. Let's get practical and look at a solution. I want to introduce you to Nina. She's a new product manager who is making some of these classic mistakes, but her story is a perfect example of how you can completely turn things around and score a major win for your team. The classic disconnect. The CEO says something about a big idea, and Nina immediately hears build a cool, flashy new feature. So she pitches this big, expensive project. But what was the CEO's real priority? The one he didn't say out loud. It was cutting costs. So many new managers fall into this trap. They react to the words, not the underlying business goal.
This piece of advice from, of all places, Reddit, was Nina's light bulb moment. Your job isn't to just be a people pleaser, it's to be a partner who deals in reality. Saying yes to an impossible request might feel good for a minute, but it will absolutely destroy your credibility in the long run. Trust is everything.
So how did she fix it? With this simple, powerful 3-step playbook. First, she prepared. She brought data, facts, not feelings. Second, she presented options with clear trade-offs. She stopped saying just yes and started saying, yes, we can do that, and here's what it will cost. See the shift? And finally, she proposed alternatives, which made her look like a strategic problem solver, not just a task doer. All right, feeling inspired by Nina? Good. Let's build your own personal toolkit. These are simple, actionable things you can literally start using in your very next meeting with your boss to make a real difference. If you take away only one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. You have to speak your boss's language. Their world revolves around things like revenue, costs, and risk. So to get their attention and, more importantly, their support, you have to translate what your team does into tangible business impact. And here's exactly what that sounds like. So instead of saying, hey, my team finished the software update, you say, our improvements should increase revenue by 5%. Instead of, we're kind of blocked on this, you say, this delay is going to cost the company X dollars. It's a subtle shift in language, but believe me, it changes the entire conversation. So here it is, your 5-point action plan. First, be proactive. Don't wait for them to ask. Schedule your own syncs. Keep them in the loop so there are never any bad surprises. Second, be a partner. Always bring a solution with every problem you raise. And finally, be the foundation of trust. Just do what you say you're going to do. Honestly, your reliability is the most valuable currency you have. At the end of the day, that's what this all boils down to. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. The single most powerful way to influence upward is to earn your boss's complete trust. Trust in your skills and trust in your character. When they know you're honest, you're reliable, and you're focused on what really matters, they will start to listen, for real. And once you build that solid foundation of trust, your job fundamentally changes. You're not just managing tasks anymore, you're helping shape the strategy. So the ball's in your court. What's the first strategic conversation you're going to start?